Hey everyone, Maury Curtis Dunbar here at Painted Studios. So we had a few technical difficulties yesterday, so we never actually got a chance to do a live. Not the case today. All the technical difficulties have been worked out and we're here creating. Now we were supposed to announce a contest winner over the weekend and we never got there. The reason is we only had 3 people participate. So I spent the weekend racking my brain trying to figure out how I wanted to handle this. And to be fair, it's not enough for a real contest. So what we're going to be doing is splitting the prize between our 3 contestants, and each of them is going to get a prize worth $25. So I hope that works for everybody. Again, I'll repeat what I've said at the end of this. Hi, Aida. Nice to see you here. So I just wanted to cover the contest situation. It was very hard. The stories were funny, but really we only had 3 participants. So with 3 participants, I didn't feel that I could really pick one of them over the other. We didn't have enough to make it a real contest. So I just wanted to be fair. And so we're going to, like I said, we're going to split it 3 ways. It'll go, $25 worth of products will go to each of our 3 contestants, and I appreciate everybody who did give their story. So clearly telling funny paint stories is not a contest I'm going to have again for quite a while, because that one didn't go very well. Now we're going to get into the stuff we've got going on this week at the studio. We are in the process of redoing windows for Valentine's Day, moving into March. We're in the process of casting a lot of products for our customers, and we're doing some fun projects. And yes, I do have a piece of furniture in the back, but I'm not working on that today. It was not in my wheelhouse of time to get stuff done, so we're doing a live doing some other stuff. I'm going to flip the camera down and we're going to start talking about different things. Okay. So this week you might have seen I was casting a lot of items in resin. I talked about my skull. Candle holders, we talked about the roses, we talked about the epoxy, and we talked about things coming out of the mold that weren't clear and how to make them clear. And as I explained, sometimes we have food grade molds like this, where when you pop something out, the epoxy looks frosty because these sides aren't shiny. Hey Dana, nice to see you there. So when they pop out, they popped out frosty. Now, that's a great look, but that wasn't what I was going for, so I had to find a way to turn my frosted castings clear. And where's my product? I found the product to do that. I'm going to show, first I'm going to talk to you about what they look like without it. So here, if you look at this side, you can see it's not shiny because it came out of a soap mold. So you don't get that glossy look, but I wanted it to look glossy like the top. So now I'm going to show you the product that did that. And it's this. This is called Resin Spray. You can use it as top coats for other things, but really what this is great for is if you have a casting that comes out cloudy, and you might have seen all these little hearts that I did that came out kind of frosty looking. Well, I tested this. I sprayed a light coating on it, and look at how beautifully clear that is. And really, it's the same principle as sanding something. So if you look at it like I had sanded this, scuffed it to put another layer over it, and then the layer cleared it, that's exactly what this spray did without me ever having to sand it. And look at this. This is one of our little love charms. It's got rosebuds and jasmine blossoms, and I'm trying to remember, peach blossoms in it. So look how pretty that came out. And that looked very, very frosty a couple days ago. So this is very cool that this works. Now I'm going to tell you about this product. It only comes in these small cans. I am looking to bring it in here to the studio. I will keep a limited stock of this, and I'm going to tell you why. It has to be shipped ground UPS. There's no overnight, there's no post office, no nothing. So I'm telling you that right now. When you use this, you need to use it in an extremely well ventilated area with a respirator on, or at least an N95 at the very least. This stuff, stinky as hell. And I'll tell you the truth, the first time, I spray a ton of stuff in cans all the time. Sometimes the fumes you know, I don't love the fumes, but they rarely bother me. This one, I sprayed this. Just this to test it. Left it there. Went over to my other desk to do some paperwork. I had lightheadedness and dizziness. I never get affected by this kind of stuff. So I'm telling you, the fumes to this are funky. So while it's a great product, when I spray this here in the studio, and if you've seen any of my little quick videos of me spraying this, I go and take it back into the studio bathroom, close the door, turn on the vent fan, spray it while I have a respirator and I'm covered up, and then get the hell out of there and let it air out. Just because it's a great product, but it is super funky fumey. So while I want to promote a quality product, which is what this is, if you're fume sensitive, you're not going to be happy. But look at how beautifully glossy it turns all these matte things into. So I have found my workaround. This was super matte before. Look at this beautiful glossy rose. But what's really impressive is that it turns this from frosty to clear, which is really what I got it for. Like I said, great product, super fumey and stinky. So if you don't like smell, if you're fragrance, odor sensitive at all, this is not a product for you. So that's what I wanted to share with you about that, because while I have the hiccups. While I love it as a product, I don't want to deceive anybody that this is not going to stink to high heaven. All right, so our next project, you're looking at this, you're going, that's Christmas. What the heck are you doing with Christmas? What are we doing with that? Well, I went to Michael's yesterday because I needed some ribbons for some other projects. These were on sale for 80% off. This $14.99 regular price was $3. I thought, all right, I'll grab them. I'll keep them for next year. Maybe we'll have a little letter for Santa box. Oh, no. Well, I might do that with one of these, but I'll do the basics. We're going to make it for a little Valentine's Day postcard box. Now, I have two of these. One of them sitting over, I've done all the priming, the painting, the adhesive on there that needs to be done. So I'm going to walk you through my painting process, and then we're going to move on to the one that I already have foil adhesive on. So we're going to use, on this one, Set Coat Black. It is, again, my go-to black paint. I love this product. It's phenomenal. Levels beautifully. Get a great hard finish on it. Doesn't tend to pop the grain too much. Now, I'm going to paint the top and the sides to this. I'm going to save the bottom for later. Well, I'll at least take the sticker off since I've got it turned upside down. And I have to show you this because I forgot that this was part of it when I first started talking on the show, on this little video broadcast. It has a door on this end, so it comes open, and the door has got a little tape disc on it to keep it from flopping open when somebody moves the little latch, because they all do move. So I got all of that off to the side. So I open this up, and you can see it's got a nice hollow inside. But what you might not realize is this really was set up as a kid's kit. So when you open it up, it's got some magic markers, some gems, some pom-poms. Yeah, I'm not using those. That's not part of what I'm doing today. But it was cute to find it. All right, so we're going to paint this end. And what you have to realize that unlike some of the others, this is not etched in here. This is just drawn on or printed on there. So we just can paint over it and it goes away. And I know that I'm not in the screen, but it's a little hard to see me painting anyway when I'm got this thing on its end. I already stuck my elbow in the other one. Now this is one of these things, the grain goes this way. Honestly, I think this is like a Baltic birch. It's very, very lightweight. Like most of the craft stuff that comes out of either Joann's or Michael's or sometimes even the dollar store. You know, it's that lightweight wood. It's not balsa wood. It's not that lightweight, but it is light. So I'm not worried about the grain on this because the grain is not what's going to be something that shows. Again, 80% off at Michael's. This was $3. Yeah, it's worth it because this is going to make a very cute Valentine's Day card mailbox. You can do this as a gift. You can put it in your own house. For the teachers who are back in school, it's a very cute way of having your students share Valentines. Heck, if you're in school, this is a great way for students to leave notes for you if they need to or something like that. And I just stuck my finger in that and stuck it on the epoxy board. I'm so genius. Let's move this stuff out of the way. I'm sorry, this has to be aiming towards me. I know this is not exactly like the most glamorous thing to watch, but this side I do actually need to have aim towards me so I can see it. Because this is the side with the door, so I kind of have to work around it. I am not painting the little twist lever. And that's like one of those picture framed swivel there on the back to hold the door closed. But I am painting the hinges. I'm not gumming them up because I don't want to affect the way that the hinge works. But a little light coat on there. I'm not fighting the hinge to get a perfectly released hinge. I'll probably put foil over it and it'll all be fine. So now that's all done other than the bottom. Once this is dry, I'll get the bottom. And I'm gonna go get the other one out of the hot box where I had put it in after I put foil adhesive on so the adhesive would be ready and dry for this live. Just a moment. Okay, let's come back here. I'm gonna move things around, clean up the paint mess so that I can do a little work. I'm gonna push this back up a little bit since I think that would be a much easier angle for you to see what I'm doing if I'm a little further, if the camera's a little zoomed out. All right, let's move that stuff there. Let's get this messy paper out of the way. Those out of the way. I'm gonna shift things around a little bit. Sorry for the movement with the camera. I just wanna make sure I get everything a little better organized so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. All right, so this house was done, this mailbox was done exactly the same way you saw the other one done. I have applied foil adhesive over the tops and on the door here and on the back. I did not put adhesive around the framed area here because there's going to be a contrasting color. I've already picked my color scheme. I just need to not have the foil stick to the wrong place. So considering it's Valentine's Day, we're going to go work with our red glitter stars foil and our gold hearts foil. This is going to be so cute. And tomorrow we'll go back to working on the desk, and there'll probably be a little more work on this thing this week too. Let's see how I do here. All right, I've got the thing smoothed over on this. I'm gonna rub it with my hands first. It's a little warm because it was in my warm box to make sure that the foil adhesive cured correctly. And I'm just rubbing it right now. I'm just rubbing it with my hands just to release the foil wherever it'll go. And I've got one of those nice release bubbles happening right here, so I know I'm gonna have a good release on this. And if I don't, I can always put another layer of foil adhesive on and come back and make it more uniform if it doesn't come out the way I want it to. Getting there. I gotta turn it this way so I can get at this side just because I can't see it from this side. I gotta ride this little bit of bubble in here as far as I can because that gives me the nicest release when I can get one to work. Because then what happens is you get a little bubble and you press it down and it comes back up and it's released the foil, and then you can move it around, push on it, shift it and expand it, and then it releases more foil, and sometimes you just get the nicest result that way. Not always. We're gonna find out because I clearly have not used a scrub brush once on this piece. So I could be also setting myself up for a rather dim failure. Let's find out. It's all right. It's not too bad. Not perfect, but I got a really nice release. And I can leave it kind of streaky the way it is, which is really cool, or I can do something else. I'd say I got about an 85, 90% release, but there's still some broken spots on here. And then we're gonna take hey David, nice to see you here. And then we're gonna take our gold hearts and do the ends. And I love this gold glitter hearts pattern. I mean, how cute is that for Valentine's Day? And we're right at Chinese New Year's too, so I think this is the year of the ox. I think I just read this is the year of the ox. Not because I'm not up on my Chinese astrology. I don't know exactly what that means for this year, but I'm hoping that it means something good. All right, so I'm gonna grab the wrong piece. I'm gonna put it on the door over here. I'm gonna smooth it. Now let me go grab a little scrubber. Oh, that's cute. Didn't do very well around the hinges over here, but I can come back and touch that up. So look how cute that looks on the door. The gold, the red. I am not gonna leave, it black on here. That's very Chinese New Year's, but this is what I was aiming for Valentine's Day. So I really, really don't wanna switch holiday mode. Ooh, there was a little splooge of something stuck on there. I think it's a little piece of mica. In the center so you all can see what I'm doing. A little piece of mica that's stuck right there, and that means that I'm not going to get a very good release there. And you can see I had a little bit of the red get in there. Oh, I got an itch in my eye. Let's see, where's my other piece of foil, gold foil? I had more on there. That's much better. Now I'm going to have to touch up that spot there. See how happy I am with this if I touch this up, because sometimes if I go back and touch up a spot and rub too hard, it will make my foil dull, and that makes me sad. So this came out great, little patchy back here, and that can be the issue with this wood. I'm not loving my release here, so this answer to how to fix that is very simple. Sorry, I've got my fingers and my thumbs and all kinds of stuff. We just take a little more foil adhesive. I'm gonna miss this because it was sitting open, so I want to make sure it stays nice and moist. And then we're gonna grab another brush. I'm not going to fight this release and try to scrub more, because that'll only give me really unattractive dull spots. So really what I'm going to do is come back and put on a little more. Adhesive and a little more foil. I don't double foil often, but when I want a particularly solid look, and I didn't get that on the first pass because I've got something like this that's got a lot of texture to it, I'll go back and double foil. Turn this around. Sorry, I know I'm painting away from the screen, but if I don't paint where I can see it, my elbows are in foil adhesive and everything goes wrong. Now what you can't tell is I'm actually using because this wants to slide around, especially since it's on paper. I stick my finger in the opening here and push down with a little pressure so stuff slides around a lot less. So when you see all of a sudden everything, including the paper, starts to move, it's probably because I'm trying not to have it slide around, and then it slides anyway. I'm going to stick my finger right on top of the adhesive, which is something I hate doing. Ugh, I don't like the feel. It's a tactile thing. I hate the feeling of sticking my fingers in glue. Just, ugh. You know, and the funny thing is it's so dumb because it's got, when you stick your fingers in it wet, it feels the same as hand cream, but it's because I know that it's glue, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to stick my fingers in that. Okay, so we'll let that dry for a minimum of an hour, or in our case, this will dry overnight because I'm not sticking around tonight to do the second foil layer. I'm gonna let this just set up and cure all night, and I'll come back to it tomorrow. All right, let me flip the camera up again. Say hi to everybody who came on while I was there. I just want to brush where I stuck my thumb accidentally. Okay. So just a quick reminder, the contest that we were having last week, we only had 3 entries. So those 3 entries, I'm splitting the prize between all 3 of them, and they're going to get $25 worth of product instead of a large $75. It's the only way to be fair. The people who gave their stories, I want them to be appreciated, but there just weren't enough entries. At 3 entries, that wasn't enough for a real contest. So I want to be fair to everybody and send everybody a little prize. All right, everybody. Hey, Lisa, nice to see you popping in. Okay, that is the end of our day today. It is after 5. I'm ready to head home. Tony, nice to see you here. And I will be messaging the contest participants later this evening to get addresses, etc., so that we can send prizes. Again, only 3 contestants, so instead of 1 prize, because it just really didn't come in as a real contest, I'm going to split the contest between everybody. 3 people, 3 smaller prizes, and I want to thank you all for those who shared their story. I won't be doing that as a contest again because obviously not everybody is as crazy about sharing things like pouring paint down their pants as I am. All right, everybody, have a great evening. As soon as I get off here, this will get posted to the page. You can watch it from beginning to end for those who came in later. And I will talk to you all later. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.